knowing that he is still here. He was never found. My cousin Ruben, he was a firefighter for Engine 74. He was in the Marriott, evacuating the Marriott when the South Tower came down and killed them. And he was never found. So his spirit is here in Ground Zero.
Former Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro has been sentenced to 27 years in prison. He was convicted on Thursday of plotting a coup to remain in power after losing the 2022 election. The presumptive ruling by a majority of a panel of 5 justices in Brazil's Supreme Court makes Bolsonaro the first former president in the country's history to be convicted for attacking democracy. Supreme Court Justice Carmen Lucia said there was ample evidence that Bolsonaro acted, quote, with the purpose of eroding democracy and institutions. The ruling deals a powerful blow to the populist far-right movement he captained in Brazil. U.S. President Donald Trump said he was surprised and very unhappy with the verdict. Trump, who has previously called the case a witch hunt, has already slammed Brazil with tariff hikes, sanctions against the presiding judge, and the revocation of visas for most members of Brazil's High Court. But the verdict was not unanimous, with Justice Luiz Fux on Wednesday breaking with his peers by acquitting the former president of all charges. The single vote could open a path to challenges to the ruling.
New Directions Community Credit Union is now open in Titusville. They may be new to our community, but they've been serving our region since 1974, providing their members with affordable products and services. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, volunteers, attends school, regularly conducts business, or who owns a business in Venango, Forest, Warren, or Crawford counties. Visit their new location at 206 South Martin Street in Titusville to learn more about becoming a member. Best of luck to all the students and athletes this fall from New Directions Community Credit Union.
Looking for expert orthopedic care? Dr. Charlie Gates, a trusted name at Titusville Area Hospital, can help you regain mobility and a better quality of life. With years of experience and a passion for personalized care, Dr. Gates specializes in treating a wide range of orthopedic conditions. Whether it's joint pain, sports injuries, or orthopedic surgery, trust Dr. Charlie Gates at Titusville Area Hospital for your orthopedic care. Call 814-827-9770 today to schedule your appointment.
Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning provides residential and light commercial air conditioning services throughout the area. They understand the importance of your cooling system working properly. That is why you can trust in Vanderhoof to do the job right. Whether it's a non-working air conditioner, yearly maintenance, or a new install, you can be assured that we will solve your problem quickly and efficiently. Your home's air conditioning system is far more than just temperature. It's a complete comfort system that combines temperature, humidity, air quality, and above all, safety. Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning in Titusville. Titusville Market Square is home to over 100 unique vendors featuring antiques, collectibles, candles, coins, baked goods, dairy products, food items, comic books, toys, and so much more. You'll discover something new every time you walk through the door. Did we mention the selection of baked goods, breads, Clark's Donuts, and Amish pies? Titusville Market Square has you covered. Stop in to explore today. Titusville Market Square in downtown Titusville.
Our new home.
Somebody pinch me.
Somebody say pinch?
Pinch.
We mean we just bought this.
Yeah, we just bought a new house. Why are there crabs?
Don't call for pinches. Call for protection.
Hit it.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Your State Farm agent is ready to help you choose the right coverage for your new house and your car.
All right, which way to the sea?
We're in Ohio.
So is that close, or?
No.
You got a pool?
No.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm Ronnie Long.
And I'm Lisa Mellon.
The name Armstrong reflects more than just a company. It's a promise.
While others focus on the short term, we're building for a future that's limitless.
From the dawn of cable television to the rise of the digital age, we've delivered cutting-edge technology like our advanced fiber network that redefines what's possible.
Guided by our core values, we have proudly served and strengthened communities like yours for generations.
Fat Chad's is Titusville's premier dining destination. Come hungry and enjoy these menu favorites: T-bone steak, homemade meatloaf dinner, or soft shell crab tacos. Dive into fresh pasta entrees like shrimp and scallop pasta or our signature Asiago chicken. And don't miss our famous burgers and fish sandwiches, all served with fresh cut fries. Fridays mean prime rib specials. Enjoy wild game Saturdays. And on Sundays, it's our all-you-can-eat wing buffet. For good food and good times, it's Fat Chad's Brewing in Titusville.
211 is an easy-to-remember telephone number for finding health and human services for everyday needs and in crisis situations. Every day, highly trained 211 call specialists provide referrals to basic human needs resources like food banks and shelters, physical and mental health, employment support, support for youth and child care programs, and support for adults and persons with disabilities. To learn more, dial 211 or visit pa211nw.org.
Wall Street's main indexes notched record-high closes on Thursday, with the Dow adding about 1 1/3%, the S&P 500 climbing more than 0.8%, and the Nasdaq rising about 0.7%. U.S. consumer prices rose more than expected in August, and the annual increase in inflation was the largest in 7 months. A separate report showed initial jobless claims increased for the week ending September 6th to the highest level in nearly 4 years. Sam Stovall, chief investment strategist with CFRA Research, says markets cheered the latest data, which ensures the Federal Reserve will cut interest rates at its meeting later this month.
Stocks are up across the board today, I think primarily because the weaker than expected employment report really is now causing investors to say a September cut is assured, but also because we had slightly warmer month-on-month readings for CPI, the chance of a 50 basis point cut has been taken off the table, but a third cut has been added. So meaning 25 basis points in September, October, and December. So those three factors together, I think, have caused investors not only to cover whatever shorts there might have been, but also add new money.
Shares of Tesla also boosted markets with a 6% gain, as did Micron Technology shares, which jumped 7.5% after Citigroup raised its price target on the memory chipmaker's stock. And shares of Warner Brothers Discovery leapt 29% after the Wall Street Journal reported that Paramount Skydance is preparing a majority cash bid for the struggling media company.
All right, let's take a look at that weather forecast for northwest Pennsylvania on this Friday morning. Abundant sunshine and temperatures today in the upper 70s. Clear to partly cloudy skies tonight with a low down around 50. On into Saturday and the weekend, mostly cloudy and temperatures in the upper 70s. Sunday, partly cloudy, upper 70s. Monday, mostly sunny, a high of 80. Tuesday, mostly sunny with temperatures in the low 80s. That is a look at your weather forecast at 7:12. This is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Happy Friday.
Hello, Friday. It's good to see you. Today's gonna be a good day. Thanks for starting your Friday with Luke and Amy on the Morning Drill. Hello, Friday. It's good to see you. Today's gonna be a good day. Thanks for starting your Friday with Luke and Amy on the Morning Drill.
All right, a Friday morning. It is the 12th day of September. Glad you're with us here. Amy's got birthdays and what we're celebrating coming up in just a little bit. Not just what we're celebrating today, but through the weekend.
I do.
Yeah, how about that? Well,
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask you to get us caught up on what we missed yesterday.
Okay.
You were on the road. Did you have a nice trip?
Sure, yeah.
Driving to Ohio.
Wow. Yeah.
Not quite the season, right? For leaves and all that.
Oh, yeah. Like, what do you mean?
Because that could have been, right? A nice.
Yeah. And then I took a nice ride after it. I helped a friend in towards 2 Mile.
Oh, yeah.
That was even more beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah. Must say, that was a gorgeous ride.
Excellent.
So, yeah. And some of the leaves were turning.
Really?
Some of them. Yeah, I was like all excited.
Well, we're on the road today, so
yeah.
Get a chance to take a nice road trip. I have something stuck right here.
Mm-hmm. And our coffee's taking forever. We're not having a great coffee morning.
Oh, no. And you know what? We were so excited because we thought the coffee situation was fixed yesterday.
It's not.
And it's not. No. We were doing this. We were on the air while that was being taken care of, so I didn't get a chance to test it or...
Yeah. It's not working.
Uh-oh. Oh, look at that look.
Mm-hmm.
Amy's got the look.
I wasted 2 pots. Because I was trying to make...
You should have started with one just to see. To see.
I was trying to be efficient.
You know what's going on this weekend?
A lot. Yeah.
The Wine, Brew, and Spirits Walk is taking place this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
You can still get tickets in advance, $35, or they're $40 at the door.
It's a fun event.
3 to 7, like it doesn't. That's nothing. 3 to 7, and there's so many stops, like 30.
Yeah.
So that's going on this weekend.
It's a beautiful day tomorrow, so it's a nice walk through town.
Mm-hmm.
Get to check out some places and vendors you didn't know were there. Shop.
That's right.
Shaw.
Let me see what else. Oh, but there's just, I don't know. The whole list. I feel like we have to now kind of go through everything that's going on. Tomorrow night at Carter Field, you've got the second annual Colonel Drake Band Festival that's going on. That's happening tomorrow night. High school football tonight. We're going to be at soccer tomorrow. So, yeah, it's a busy weekend.
Yep.
Also, there's some really great shows coming up between the Academy Theater and the Barrow Civic Theater. We have so many great performers in our area. It's so fun to watch. I know that the Barrow Civic Theater is getting ready for Singing in the Rain at the end of the month. They always have a big production around Apple Fest. Like, that's coming up.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So Singing in the Rain will be September 26th, 27th, 28th, the 2nd, 3rd, 4th of September and October. Raindrops and Red Carpet opening night event on Friday, September 26th at 5:45. Celebrate the opening night of Singing in the Rain in style with the exclusive Red Carpet experience. So, wow. You've got Cody Clark Magic. This is all at the Barrow Civic Theater in Franklin. A different way of thinking. Mutts Gone Nuts Unleashed on Friday, October 10th at 6:30. It's the world's most talented four-legged performers. Cool. They're also doing Disney's Frozen Jr. on November 21st and 22nd and 23rd. So that's coming up. That's like, what, is that the week before Thanksgiving? Thanksgiving's late again this year.
Yeah.
So a lot going on there at the Barrow Civic Theater. I think, am I correct in saying the Academy Theater's got the Addams Family? They're doing, I had the sheet.
You did.
I'll find it, but I believe they're doing Addams Family. So check that production out. That's a beautiful theater as well. That's in Meadville. So, yes, they're getting ready to do. Tickets are available now for October season opener, The Addams Family. That'll be October 3rd through the 19th. So you can get your tickets. I've seen some pictures posted on the production. I think I did Titusville Summer Theater just did Addams Family this past summer.
Yeah.
Which the sets and the costumes and all that stuff, I guess, just totally amazing. But yeah, so a lot going on and a lot to check out. And again, a reminder. Oh, by the way, with Apple Fest coming up, you think, okay, well, that's Franklin. Autumn Leaf Festival in Clarion. Autumn Leaf Festival's pushed back, so it's going to be later in October this year. They time it with a homecoming celebration there, and that game got switched and is now later. So Autumn Leaf is now like late October.
Wow.
But that gives you the opportunity to enjoy Apple Fest and Clarion Autumn Leaf Festival. So, yeah.
Yikes. Schedules.
I haven't even checked. Like, I know sometimes school districts around here take off that Friday of Apple Fest to go down and enjoy that. Is that still, do you know if the kids have that?
I don't know. I didn't pay attention this year.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's a lot of other things going on. We've got, let's see, we've got, NFL action week 2 kicked off last night. We're going to have Mr. Sports on the program later this morning. We'll get his picks, get his thoughts on that Steelers-Jets game from Sunday. Looking forward to that. And, we'll recap last night's score as well. So Mr. Sports, Bruce Peterson, next hour. Also, Christian Maher will be joining us from the Crawford Heritage Community Foundation later this morning. And, again, a big congratulations.
Yeah.
Crawford Gives bringing in over $1 million. That's insane. And there's so much, there's so many other things going on with the Crawford Heritage Community Foundation.
there's a support student success, invest in tomorrow's leaders. They've got something coming up for an event in October up in Erie that I'm sure Christian will talk about, as well as a lot of other things. So, yeah.
Awesome.
And then we'll get you ready for the weekend. Week 4 high school football kicks off tonight. We spent the last 2 nights doing high school soccer, and that's been a lot of fun to see some good soccer played over the last couple days. So back to football tonight. Hopefully next week we'll be doing some volleyball and football. And I think for soccer, I think it's a couple weeks on the road. I don't think they're back till the end of September.
I think.
Playing at home, so you think you should, you know,
No, I know.
Puppet master back there.
I'm not a puppet master.
Well, booster president, whatever you do there. I don't know. I just nod.
You just show up. Sometimes.
Not to help you.
No.
I stay away from that madness.
No, yeah, all right. Yeah, no, we're can't even talk. We're at Corey on the 18th, and then we're at home on the 22nd.
Okay.
So.
I don't even know what day is the 22nd. That's like not next week.
That's not next week. That's
the next week.
Something like that.
Yeah. Should be a good one tonight. There should be a lot of good matchups. Maybe we talk about it after the 7:30 news break.
Sure.
Yeah. Good stuff. High school football. High school sports in general. We were talking a little bit about that last night. Just high school sports in general is awesome.
It is.
Right now.
We talk about it because, we like, something we talk about is you never know what version of the team you're, just based off of the kids and their emotions, and it's funny because you think, oh, this is going to be a really tough game for them, and then boom, they blow it out of the water and they're doing really good.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, they've got this one, and then they have a bad day, and it's just, you never know what to expect. You can anticipate whatever you want, but you're not going to always get that. So,
well, I don't think, I get it happens in life, but adults handle it differently than like a student. A student might have a breakup in school, or an issue with a teacher, or a class, or didn't get the grade, and it just affects you. So you never know. Like on paper, you could say, boy, this looks like a evenly matched team, or it looks like this team may stomp this team, but all of a sudden this team's beating that team because, maybe a key player, or a couple players, maybe something happened in their lives that, alter it. That, and again, I know that happens across the board in life, but the impact of some of those things as a young person is sometimes a little more dramatic, I think, and because you're young.
Yeah. And you don't know how to.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I was also going to say, I think when you tell a team, I think when you hear adults say, you guys could have beaten them. You guys could. I don't think sometimes that, sits in their heads right, because they're not believing that. But when you are objectively looking at it, it's like, wow, yeah, you can. You just got to believe in yourself. You just never know. But we've got, let's see, if you, this is, I don't know, is our dog chipped?
Yes.
Like if he were to run away, would we be able to?
Yeah, he's chipped.
I don't even know. Who do you call to track?
I think it's not like you track him. It's not like a tracker. It's if somebody picks him up and takes him somewhere, they'll be able to scan the chip and say, oh, this is Magnum.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is a Florida family's missing cat turned up weeks later at a North Carolina shelter more than 900 miles from home. Yeah.
Okay.
The cat was able to, the shelter was able to capture the cat and bring it back to the shelter on August 27th. The cat, which was skinny and had some issues with its foot, was scanned for a microchip
which identified her as a feline from Florida, which was more than 900 miles away. Rachel Stone, Director of Animal Services and Control for the animal shelter, said the owners told officials the cat had been missing since she wriggled out of the harness during their visit. Okay, so they were visiting. It's not like the cat ran away. But anyways, they were reunited, so the family has their cat back. But I just thought maybe this... Initially, I thought when I saw this headline, like the cat ran off and they scanned and...
Yeah. No, and some people put air tags on their pets. That's what that would be like. I think there was a dog here that was a lost dog, that had been visiting, got lost while here, and that was people were tracking its journey because it had an air tag on it.
Yeah, that was kind of neat, and they ended up finding it.
Yeah, they found the dog.
One of the craziest, we had a dog that ran away for a week.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know what he did. Don't know where he went. He just said, "Hey, I'll be back."
I mean, we looked
and was gone.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I didn't think we'd ever see him again.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I don't know what it was. It's just like Rumspringa for the dog. It was. He's like, I like it here, but I just want to see what the outside world is like. I'll be back. And then came back. Said, no, the outside world's not for me.
Yeah.
I had my fun.
I'm out.
I'm back to churning butter, is basically what the dog was doing.
On that
All right,
note.
birthdays. Let's do birthdays. Today's the 12th day of September.
All right. Singer Ben Folds is 59. Singer Jennifer Nettles is 51. Singer Jennifer Hudson is 44. Actress Emmy Rossum is 39. Singer Kelsey Ballerini is 32. And actress Sydney Sweeney is 28 today.
Ah, I hear she has good genes.
I do too.
Happy birthday to all those folks today celebrating a birthday. Happy birthday to you. Today happens to be your birthday from all of us. We're going to find out what we're celebrating, not just today, but through the weekend.
I will say, I was walking past that store, and that ad is now gone, and it's replaced by Taylor Swift's fiance.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm like, no, not so much. All right. September 12th is National Chocolate Milkshake Day, National Day of Encouragement, National Police Women Day, National Report Medicare Fraud Day, National Video Game Day, National Stand Up to Cancer Day, United Nations Day for South-South Cooperation, Heritage Open Days. That's today. And then tomorrow it is Bald is Beautiful Day, Defy Superstition Day, Drive Your Studebaker Day, European Heritage Day, Farmers Consumer Awareness Day, Free Dental Day, German Language Day, International Chocolate Day, National Celiac Disease Awareness Day, National Hug Your Boss Day, National Kids Take Over...
Notice that's on a Saturday.
Amen. National Kids Take Over the Kitchen Day, National Peanut Day, National Twilighters Day, Pet Birth Defect Awareness Day, Positive Thinking Day, Programmers Day, Supernatural Day, Uncle Sam Day, Orchid Male Cancer Awareness Week. It would have been Milton Hershey's birthday. And then on Sunday we celebrate Day of the Homeland. Celebrate Day of the Homeland. Gobstopper Day, National Coloring Day, National Cream-Filled Donut Day, National Eat a Hoagie Day, National Food is Medicine Day, National Hug Your Hound Day, National Live Creative Day, National Pet Memorial Day, National Rose Tequila Day, National Sober Day, National Virginia Day, Farm Animal Awareness Week, Folic Acid Awareness Week, Housekeeping Week, National Coding Week, and then Andrew Lincoln's birthday.
Okay. Rick Grimes.
Yep.
Find something to celebrate today, this weekend. That donut thing sounds good. Was that a donut you said?
Cream-filled donut day.
Okay, yeah, that's it. That sounds good. Gonna be a nice stretch of days coming up.
Yeehaw.
We'll talk about the weather after the news, and we got some business headlines for you as well this morning.
it never goes away. It stays every day, every day. I work here, and I come and I see my cousin, knowing that he is still here. He was never found. My cousin Ruben, he was a firefighter for Engine 74. He was in the Marriott, evacuating the Marriott, when the South Tower came down and killed them. And he was never found. So his spirit is here in Ground Zero.
Former Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro has been sentenced to 27 years in prison. He was convicted on Thursday of plotting a coup to remain in power after losing the 2022 election. The presumptive ruling by a majority of a panel of 5 justices in Brazil's Supreme Court makes Bolsonaro the first former president in the country's history to be convicted for attacking democracy. Supreme Court Justice Carmen Lucia said there was ample evidence that Bolsonaro acted, quote, with the purpose of eroding democracy and institutions. The ruling deals a powerful blow to the populist far-right movement he captained in Brazil. U.S. President Donald Trump said he was surprised and very unhappy with the verdict. Trump, who has previously called the case a witch hunt, has already slammed Brazil with tariff hikes, sanctions against the presiding judge, and the revocation of visas for most members of Brazil's High Court. But the verdict was not unanimous, with Justice Luiz Fux on Wednesday breaking with his peers by acquitting the former president of all charges. The single vote could open a path to challenges to the ruling.
Discover no-sweat savings of over $7,000 off your next Chevy truck. It's Community Chevrolet's Dog Days of Summer sales event. Our mascot Clark can hardly contain his excitement, and he's asleep, of course. This month, don't sleep on our hottest savings of the summer, including more than $7,000 off MSRP on a new Silverado, or save nearly $2,000 on hot new SUVs like the Trax and the Equinox. The Dog Days of Summer sales event. Where? At Community Chevrolet.
I know sometimes we get into it and it's just hard on both of us, but try to understand me more and I'll try to do the same. But you have excuses because you're old, so it's okay.
Listening is a form of love. Find ways to support your kids at sounditouttogether.org.
Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding is located at 305 East Spring Street in Titusville. Marsh Home Center welcomes you in to explore their growing inventory of name brand furniture, appliances, and bedding. Need something not currently in stock? No problem. Order from Marsh's online catalog and have it delivered right to your door. Visit Marsh's to see their entire showroom. Ask questions, see what items are on sale, or just stop in and say hi. Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding, behind Giant Eagle in Titusville.
Did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Whether you want to go and lead in your craft in the trades, whether you want to go and be that nurse or medical worker and have a real impact on lives, or whether you want to go and help that business improve its bottom line, this is the place, and now is your time to go with confidence, to go with skill, to go succeed. The Education and Training Center at Pitt Titusville.
I needed a place I could feel cared for without the long drive. I chose Meadville OBGYN because both my sisters came here, highly recommended Dr. Kristen. Dr. Kristen makes me feel very comfortable. Like I'm family, like we're friends, very personable. My daughter Evie was born in Breach, and it was Dr. Kristen and Dr. Barco, and they were incredible. It was a wonderful experience. I wouldn't ever want to go anywhere else.
Community Connect Federal Credit Union, serving Crawford, Venango, Forest, and Warren counties. Their mission is to provide quality, low-cost, and personal financial products for the growth and security of their members and families. Stop in, call, or visit our website, communityconnectfcu.com, and click Join to get started. Community Connect Federal Credit Union, 1050 East Spring Street in Titusville.
Vehicle shopping? Make sure you check out Titusville Ford first. Shop our amazing selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in stock. Visit us on Route 8 in Titusville and see why our customer service is a cut above the rest. Titusville Ford, your hometown dealer.
Wall Street's main indexes notched record-high closes on Thursday, with the Dow adding about 1.33%, the S&P 500 climbing more than 0.8%, and the Nasdaq rising about 0.7%. U.S. consumer prices rose more than expected in August, and the annual increase in inflation was the largest in 7 months. A separate report showed initial jobless claims increased for the week ending September 6th to the highest level in nearly 4 years. Sam Stovall, chief investment strategist with CFRA Research, says markets cheered the latest data, which ensures the Federal Reserve will cut interest rates at its meeting later this month.
Stocks are up across the board today, I think primarily because the weaker than expected employment report really is now causing investors to say a September cut is assured, but also because we had slightly warmer month-on-month readings for CPI, the chance of a 50 basis point cut has been taken off the table, but a third cut has been added. So meaning 25 basis points in September, October, and December. So those three factors together, I think, have caused investors not only to cover whatever shorts there might have been, but also add new money.
Shares of Tesla also boosted markets with a 6% gain, as did Micron Technology shares, which jumped 7.5% after Citigroup raised its price target on the memory chipmaker's stock. And shares of Warner Brothers Discovery leapt 29% after the Wall Street Journal reported that Paramount Skydance is preparing a majority cash bid for the struggling media company.
The weekly jobless claims coming in much higher than anticipated seem to confirm the most recent non-farm payroll report and the revision to prior reports indicating that we are certainly seeing a slowdown in the labor area. And the Fed is likely to be focusing on employment more than focusing on battling inflation. The August CPI data sort of confirmed a little bit the PPI results that we got a day or so earlier, but at the same time, it did show a slight uptick when compared with the July data. So as a result, I don't think that we're going to be seeing a 50 basis point cut at the September meeting, but certainly there is an assurance out there now that the Fed will be cutting in September and maybe 2 more times after that. Well, the potential of stagflation is always out there, but our belief is that whatever softness we see in economic growth toward the latter part of this year will be made up in 2026. We're still expecting a 2.0% rise in real GDP next year. And while we do think that the unemployment rate will rise to 4.4% by the end of this year, we really don't see it rising dramatically from there. So our belief is that, yes, it could take a little while for inflation to come down a little faster than the Fed would like. But at the same time, we do think the Fed will be injecting a little bit of stimulus to help support the employment picture. Well, the market continues to hit new highs. What's interesting is that in the past 30 years, the S&P 500 has recorded more than 600 new all-time highs. And after reaching a new high, the market has gained about 4% on average 90 days after, and has risen in price about 80% of the time. Yet we have also seen new highs in the developed international index. And when that has been combined with the S&P, meaning they're both in lockstep hitting new highs, we have found that the average percent change 3 months later went to 5% from 4%, and the batting average increased by 10 percentage points to about 90% of the time. So while you can never guarantee that we will not see some slippage along the way, history does at least give us some assurance that we're likely to continue with this advance at least 3 months down the road.
U.S. consumer prices posted their biggest jump in 7 months in August, driven by higher housing and food costs. The Consumer Price Index reported by the Labor Department on Thursday showed consumer prices rose 2.9% in the 12 months through August. That's higher than the 2.7% increase in July. However, the data is not expected to prevent a much-anticipated interest rate cut from the Federal Reserve next week, against the backdrop of labor market weakness. The odds of a rate reduction fell slightly following the report, but remain near 90%, according to the CME FedWatch tool. The combination of higher inflation and deteriorating labor market conditions could fuel fears of stagflation. August could be the start of a long-anticipated upward trend in inflation as businesses pass on higher costs from President Donald Trump's sweeping tariffs onto consumers. The Consumer Price Index rose by a larger than expected 0.4% last month, the biggest gain since January. It was driven by a jump in the cost of shelter, which includes rents and hotel rooms. Food prices also climbed higher, with the cost of food consumed at home soaring 0.6%. Tariffs have boosted the price of coffee, while the cost of beef has also surged. The pass-through from Trump's tariffs had been gradual, but businesses have now depleted their pre-tariff inventories. Business surveys have for some time been signaling imminent price increases. One economist from Santander U.S. Capital Markets told Reuters that the evidence is overwhelming that more tariff-related inflation is coming, though it may still be several months before it passes through fully.
From a bullish prediction from Oracle to a mega deal in mining, this is the week in numbers. Over $500 billion is the revenue Oracle expects to book at its cloud business. The bullish outlook is another sign of the AI boom and sent shares in the firm soaring 27% in extended trade Tuesday. That saw co-founder Larry Ellison's wealth surge too. Forbes says he is closing in on Elon Musk for the title of world's richest man. $53 billion will be the combined value of miners Anglo American and Teck Resources after a merger. The deal announced by the pair would mark the second biggest ever in the sector. It's meant to create a powerhouse in copper, which is seeing soaring demand spurred by EVs and AI data centres. 30% was the surge in shares for Klarna when it debuted on the New York Stock Exchange. That saw the Swedish buy now pay later lender valued at almost $20 billion. But the firm also said it might have overdone a move to cut costs using AI and would refocus on improving services and products. 9,000 is how many jobs are going at weight loss drug maker Novo Nordisk. The Danish firm, once Europe's most valuable company, is trying to reignite growth. It faces mounting competition from US giant Eli Lilly and copycat drugs. And up to $7 billion is the valuation that Chinese robotics firm Unitree is aiming for in an upcoming share listing. That's according to Reuters sources. Unitree has grabbed attention with its humanoid robots and is the market leader in the fledgling sector on production and sales. Paramount Skydance is preparing a bid to buy Warner Bros. Discovery. That's according to a Reuters source on Thursday. The move could bring together two storied Hollywood studios and potentially reshape the entertainment industry. It comes only weeks after media production outfit Skydance bought Paramount for over $8 billion. One analyst described the new bid as a sequel no one expected. It would bring together some of the best-known entertainment brands, ranging from DC Comics superheroes to sci-fi franchises like Star Trek. The deal would also put major news networks CBS and CNN under one roof. Shares in Warner Bros. Discovery surged as much as 30% following the initial reports, while Paramount gained 15%. However, the Wall Street Journal says no offer has yet been submitted and the plans could yet fall apart. Warner Bros. Discovery had been planning to split off its declining cable TV business from its studio and streaming units. But the Journal report says the new deal would see Skydance acquire all of the firm's media assets. The move would reportedly be backed by the Ellison family. That includes Skydance boss David Ellison and his father Larry, the multi-billionaire founder of Oracle. Legal experts say any takeover would be very likely to face scrutiny by competition watchdogs.
Mexico plans to raise tariffs on automobiles from China and other Asian countries to 50%. It's a broad overhaul of import levies the government said would protect jobs. Analysts also argue it's aimed at placating the United States. Tariffs on Chinese cars entering Mexico are currently at 20%. On Wednesday, Economy Minister Marcelo Ebrard told reporters the raise was intended to protect jobs in Mexico as Chinese cars were entering the local market below what he called reference prices. Authorities also said the moves would impact $52 billion worth of imports, as sectors including steel and textiles will also face increased tariffs. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Lin Jian told reporters he wanted Mexico and China to work together towards global economic recovery and trade development.
China has always advocated inclusive economic globalization. We are opposed to all forms of unilateralism, protectionism and discriminatory and exclusive measures, and firmly opposed to being coerced by others and imposing restrictions on China under various pretexts and harming China's legitimate rights and interests. We will resolutely safeguard our own rights and interests in accordance with the actual situation.
Mexico's plan still needs to be approved by the country's Congress, where the government holds a significant majority. Authorities said tariffs will impact nations that don't have trade deals with Mexico. Those include China, South Korea, India, Indonesia, Russia, Thailand, and Turkey. They further argued the plan would impact 8.6% of all imports and protect 325,000 industrial and manufacturing jobs that were at risk. The measures also include a 35% tariff on steel, toys, and motorcycles. Textiles will see levies between 10 and 50%.
From cryptomania losing shine to a Trump investor feeling the cold, this is Crypto Weekly. Companies that accumulate and hoard Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies have suffered sharp drops in their share prices as the cryptomania that's gripped investors for much of the year recedes. These so-called digital asset treasury companies sell shares or issue debt to raise cash for buying crypto held on their balance sheets. Investors have been snapping up their shares, encouraged by Bitcoin's record highs this year. Michael Saylor's strategy is the best known of these Bitcoin buyers. Its shares have fallen from $457 in July to as low as $328 this week. Stablecoin issuer Figure Technology, along with some of its existing investors, raised $787 million in a US IPO. It becomes the latest crypto firm to tap public markets as digital assets go mainstream. Listings from the sector recently surpassed a market value of $4 trillion. India is leaning towards not creating legislation to regulate cryptocurrencies. Instead, it will maintain partial oversight. It fears that bringing the digital assets into the mainstream financial system could raise systemic risks, a government document shows. Justin Sun, one of the biggest known backers of Donald Trump's World Liberty Financial crypto venture, said his tokens connected to the project had been frozen, without giving further details. Sun had spent at least $75 million on World Liberty Financial tokens, according to his posts on X. In a post there addressed to the World Liberty Financial's team, Sun said during the course of operations, my tokens were unreasonably frozen. The China-born crypto World Liberty Financial tokens, according to his posts on X. In a post there addressed...
54, this is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Well, happy Friday. You're looking for something to do here in Pennsylvania. There's a lot of great things going on throughout the state. A lot of things happening first part of the month, including, what did we miss? The Mushroom Festival in Kennett Square. That was September 6th through the 7th. Lesher Sunflower Field in Chambersburg. That's usually the first week of September. La Festa Italiana in Scranton, August 29th through September 1st. So, again, these are things that have happened. But some things coming up in Pennsylvania that might be fun to check out. The Bloomsburg Fair in Bloomsburg, September 19th through the 27th, now in its 169th year. One of the largest fairs in Pennsylvania. So that's something you might want to check out if you're, maybe got done with the Venango County Fair, Crawford County Fair, and you're like, I need more fair in my life.
So I always felt like, and I'm not like somebody who actually went to a ton of fairs. Like I went, think Albion and Cochranton and like Conneautville used to have something like that, like a fair or festival. Anyways, I always felt like the Crawford County Fair was like the biggest fair. Yeah. I could be completely wrong.
I think most of us around here judge every other fair or event
based off of that.
Yeah. This is kind of cool. Washington and Greene Counties Covered Bridge Festival, September 20th through the 21st.
Oh, that would be beautiful.
Yeah, it's held at 10 different sites with these two southwestern Pennsylvania counties. Washington and Greene Counties Covered Bridge Festival returning this year.
A few years ago for Mother's Day, we usually have this thing we do. Like we have a plan that I like.
Yeah.
And we mixed it up and it was great. We went to another community and wasn't like the community itself wasn't quite what I was anticipating. Mm-hmm. Social media built it up to be a little bit more, but they had a covered bridge. I think that was my favorite part of it. Was the covered bridge was just absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
So,
that'd be kind of a neat thing to do.
Yeah,
covered bridges are cool, especially this time of year, right?
Yeah, always takes me back to like the movie The Funny Farm, where the truck goes across and destroys the covered bridge.
Funny Farm, Beetlejuice.
Oh yeah.
Of course, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow is what I'm thinking of. All right, the Celtic Classic Highland Games and Festival in Bethlehem, September 26th through the 28th. You might want to check that out. Harvest of the Arts in Carlisle, September 27th. Pittsburgh Renaissance Festival is going on all month long, so there's still time to enjoy that. The annual Pittsburgh Renaissance Festival held every weekend in September. So, yeah, those are some big events throughout the state if you're looking for something to do on the weekends. Take a nice road trip and do that. No?
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, that would be fun.
I'm after
thinking,
kids.
yeah, in my head, I'm like, when am I going to have time? It's hard because there's all these great things going on, like the Wine and Brew Walk tomorrow evening, and I love, and we have not been able to go to that because there's always this, like a soccer tournament that day. So it's always, in my head, only a few more years, and there will be no more Rios in soccer. So, well, from our clan, there could be other Rios, but yeah. So we'll be able to do things that we want to do.
We or you?
I say this. We.
I just have to say, okay. Yes, dear. Whatever you say.
I'll put Cass in the car and we'll go.
No, I'm anxious. I'm ready. I'm like, let's load the car and
go do something fun.
Take a road trip.
Yeah.
Except for,
Oh, wait. Football.
Football and sports right now. Which is too bad. Fall's our busiest time. It's also our favorite time of year.
I know.
So there's a lot of things that, be fun to do, but it's like, oh yeah, we got this and we got that. So.
I know. Here's a very exciting time for our sports. We have some new coaches joining an already existing awesome group of coaches, or just new coaches, in some of our sports. And it's always difficult because I hate, I'm not good with change sometimes, but all of our coaches on our sports have been they're just incredibly passionate individuals, which is awesome. So I just ask parents to remember that they're coaches and they're doing this because they're passionate for your kids. So please be kind, because we want to keep all of our coaches.
Yeah, be kind. Please rewind. Oh, no, wait, that was VHS tapes before returning them back to
Blockbuster.
Yeah.
That was my PSA for the day.
Christian Maher and Mr. Sports Bruce Peterson coming up in third hour. Great local programming continues on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
It never goes away. It stays every day. I work here, and I come and I see my cousin, knowing that he is still here. He was never found. My cousin Ruben, he was a firefighter for Engine 74. He was in the Marriott, evacuating the Marriott, when the South Tower came down and killed them. And he was never found. So his spirit is here in Ground Zero.
Interstate Pipe and Supply takes pride in providing superior customer service. That's why our dedicated employees are well trained and have the experience to offer friendly, quick, and reliable service and support. Need materials delivered to your job site? No problem. Interstate offers fast delivery from our 4 locations in Western Pennsylvania. We also serve Eastern Ohio, Northern Western Virginia, and Western New York. Service means business at Western Pennsylvania's premier pipe and supply company, Interstate Pipe and Supply.
Anyone with a kind and generous heart and a little money can be a philanthropist. You too can be a force for good in our community, and the Crawford Heritage Community Foundation is here to help you make the most of your charitable giving. We've partnered with hundreds of people like you to make our world and our community a better place. You can give through us to support scholarships or any charitable organization or purpose. Whether you're interested in establishing a permanent endowment or adding to an existing fund, we want to be a part of your plan. Contact us when you're ready to make your mark. Together, we can make your contribution go further.
The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home has been serving the needs of Titusville and surrounding communities since 1965. Mr. Garrett believed in tradition and commitment to excellence, standards that have been passed down from one generation to now a new generation, who will work to provide you with a beautiful, lasting tribute to your loved one. When you need them, they will be there for you. This has been their foundation for almost 60 years. The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home, 303 North Washington Street in Titusville. Share the fun of train travel and relive our country's oil history as you ride the OC&T through the valley that changed the world. Learn about the past while traveling on vintage cars. See a variety of wildlife with stops at Drakewell Park, Petroleum Center, and Oil Creek State Park. Arrive early and see the vast collection of train and railroad memorabilia at Perry Street Station. After the ride, enjoy a night's stay at the Caboose Motel. For seasonal specials or for more information, visit octrr.org or call 814-676-1733. For over 30 years, J. Gill Plumbing and Heating has taken pride in being the premier heating and air conditioning service provider in the area. Our highly skilled and certified technicians will work closely with you to address your heating and air conditioning repair, installation, or maintenance needs. And with the J. Gill Service membership, you can take advantage of additional benefits like filter replacements and priority service scheduling. Plus, members get 10% off future projects. Call today to get a free estimate or ask about financing options. Call J. Gill Plumbing and Heating today or visit them online at jgillplumbingheating.com. Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding is located at 305 East Spring Street in Titusville. Marsh Home Center welcomes you in to explore their growing inventory of name brand furniture, appliances, and bedding. Need something not currently in stock? No problem. Order from Marsh's online catalog and have it delivered right to your door. Visit Marsh's to see their entire showroom. Ask questions, see what items are on sale, or just stop in and say hi. Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding, behind Giant Eagle in Titusville.
211 is a simple telephone number to remember when you don't know where to go for help. Dial 211 when needing to find health and human services for everyday needs and in crisis situations. It's free and confidential, and you'll have access to thousands of programs and services for emergency and non-emergency situations. Visit pa211nw.org to learn more, and remember, help is available by calling 211.
Are you tired of juggling multiple pill bottles? Titusville Express Pharmacy has your solution, now offering compliance packaging. Your medication sorted and sealed by dose, making it easier than ever to stay on track. In a hurry? Take advantage of our convenient drive-through service. We also offer free local delivery for those that qualify. Titusville Express Pharmacy, where convenience meets care. Visit us today at 401 West Spring Street in Titusville. Simplify your medication routine with Titusville Express Pharmacy.
Wall Street's main indexes notched record-high closes on Thursday, with the Dow adding about 1.33%, the S&P 500 climbing more than 0.8, and the Nasdaq rising about 0.7. U.S. consumer prices rose more than expected in August, and the annual increase in inflation was the largest in 7 months. A separate report showed initial jobless claims increased for the week ending September 6th to the highest level in nearly 4 years. Sam Stovall, chief investment strategist with CFRA Research, says markets cheered the latest data, which ensures the Federal Reserve will cut interest rates at its meeting later this month.
Stocks are up across the board today, I think primarily because the weaker than expected employment report really is now causing investors to say a September cut is assured, but also because we had slightly warmer month-on-month readings for CPI, the chance of a 50 basis point cut has been taken off the table, but a third cut has been added. So meaning 25 basis points in September, October, and December. So those three factors together, I think, have caused investors not only to cover whatever shorts there might have been, but also add new money.
Shares of Tesla also boosted markets with a 6% gain, as did Micron Technology shares, which jumped 7.5% after Citigroup raised its price target on the memory chipmaker's stock. And shares of Warner Brothers Discovery leapt 29% after the Wall Street Journal reported that Paramount Skydance is preparing a majority cash bid for the struggling media company.
All right. Really nice weather. We're into a stretch here where the next 10 to 15 days is going to be outstanding. And the warm temperatures, the 80s, that's going to continue pretty much all of next week. Sunny today, a high of 80. A few passing clouds tonight, lows in the low 50s. Saturday, partly cloudy, upper 70s. Sunday, partly cloudy, high of 80. Monday, mostly sunny, low 80s. Tuesday, mostly sunny, low to mid 80s. And it just goes on until even a week from now, we'll be into the 80s. So, nice stretch of weather coming up. This is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Joining us this morning from the Crawford Heritage Community Foundation, it's Mr. Christian Maher. Christian, good morning. Good to see you.
Good morning. It's nice to see you, too.
You've been pretty busy the last forever.
I am. I'm looking at that weather forecast and thinking I need a vacation, and I should do it right now. But
we'll see. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, I don't know what my week looks like. I know I've got my sister-in-law's wedding next weekend, so maybe it's perfect timing.
You got a spot picked out in your mind where you want to go? Are you taking vacation? Or are you,
should. I think I've got about 4 weeks, so I think I probably should because it's September already.
Yeah.
So what is that? October, November, December.
You can take a week,
there's
a month.
There's not. Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty sad. Oh well, these things happen. But we had Crawford Gives, and that takes a lot of cleanup. Our staff is great, and they've done a lot, but there's still a lot.
You're still in the middle of all that?
No, we are just about to the point of writing checks out. So, reconciling some of the numbers took a little bit of doing. We had some discussions internally about how we do the accounting and things, and so it should be easier next year. There are things that we did this year that made it a little harder than it probably should have been.
Wait. Is this breaking news? Is there a next year?
There will. My staff seems inclined to do it again. I always say, I'm like, we're never doing this again.
Yeah.
And then we do. So we'll see. The feedback that I've gotten from some folks, at least anecdotally, is that it's worthwhile. I mean, I had a guy come up to me at the gym from Dan Petruso from the Vernon Central Fire Department. He's like, I sat down with these guys and I'm like, hey, this is what we used to make before Crawford Gives, and this is how much money we're bringing in to support the mission of the organization now. And it's gone up. And so he's like, you pretty much just need to demonstrate to people that you're constantly doing work, that there's things that are worthwhile for you to promote, that you're telling the story. And I'm like, yeah, it's just consistency, really. And that consistency means that there are people who have dollars to support your mission and will often come through for it. So I'm hearing good things, and so we'll see if we...
So I know there's a number of organizations that take part.
Yeah. I think 192 now.
Okay, so you would think like, okay, does that get lost in the mix? But as you're saying, it's almost like a spotlight. Those, you know, that well, starting out a couple days to now a couple more days, but it's almost a spotlight on this where people are having conversations and are engaged, and you know,
and that's our hope. And it's not enough people, honestly. Like there's still, I think there's still a lot of people who have never made a charitable gift in their life, or they think that rounding up at the grocery checkout is being charitable.
Right.
And we really want people to be more deliberate about it. Think about it. Think about like how the community is bettered by their giving.
Do you get questions on like people who have, or like in our case, sometimes we have things that come out monthly for different organizations or whatever. Okay, so how does that work? Should you know, if somebody knows that this is coming up and it's a chance to give a little bit extra, or what?
It depends. And again, I know Crawford Gives isn't the thing for everybody to do all their giving in one fell swoop. It's just a nice opportunity to do it if you're like, oh, you know, I make annual gifts to a lot of different places. I'm going to use that as my chance to do it. So it really depends on the individual person and what they want to accomplish, and kind of where they're wanting to see the money. Because, you know, I mean, Westmead Volunteer Fire Department asked me for money early in the year, and I usually wait. But I could just as easily send them a check when they ask and know that they're using that money to buy new equipment and all the things that are important to keeping people safe and protecting property and all those kind of things. So it really is just you know, hey, when works for you? When do you happen to have the dollars? I still do some things where I have monthly dollars taken out of my account to go to a specific organization that is pretty close to my heart. So again, I mean, it just kind of depends on what you're...
At what point, and by the way, we haven't even mentioned, I know you've had a goal for a long time of that $1 million, right?
Yeah.
And
we hit it.
You hit it. Was there a moment where it's like, I don't know if that's going to happen, or when did you start feeling like, oh my gosh, I think we're going to hit it?
Every single year I look at it and I'm like, oh yeah, like this is the year that's just gonna, like,
because last year was so close.
Yeah, and this year, I mean, we had ups and downs. I mean, we had the denial of service thing happened with the website that slowed down traffic for a whole day, and then things were moderately paced, is how I guess I would put it. After that, we did end up getting a lot more check traffic in. Online giving remained still pretty high compared to previous years. So I was wondering if we would be flat, because, you know, the economy is a little questionable right now and that too. So I'm like, okay, well, this is just going to be like, even flat is fine. Like,
yeah, it's still a lot of money.
But it's still a lot of money, yeah. So finally ticked over that. Like, we ended Crawford, like the Crawford Gives website shuts down at midnight, and we were just shy. But we knew that the money was sitting in our, we knew that checks were sitting in our post office box, and we just had to go in the next morning and enter them, and we would be over. So it did feel really good. Like, it would have been nice if, like, up on the website that night it had been like just there. It was like that again, that close. But then the next morning we went in. It was the first day of the fair, so I wasn't going in except to like grab a couple things. But it was I think about noon we finally got everything in, and had finally gotten over that $1 million barrier. So at least nothing else psychologically, it feels good.
Yeah.
To be like,
Well, yeah, has that? I mean, again, you've been doing this now for a couple years, and you got that goal.
Yeah.
I mean, that has to feel great. Congratulations.
Yeah. So
it's a lot of hard work.
Yeah. So I think what we're talking about next year is we did 4 days this year. I think we're all on the verge of having a stroke by the end of that. So I think we're thinking about maybe 3 days next year, which just requires everybody to be more deliberate and each of the organizations to really kind of rally their supporters during that time period. So we'll see. If we slide back, we slide back. And
well, I saw you a couple days afterwards at the fair.
Yeah, at the fair.
And you looked like you were.
I was a little toasty.
Well,
at that point. But I'd also had 2 days of I had fair entries and judging and all that. So
how'd that go?
That went really well. You know, it gets to be a pretty well-oiled machine. And unfortunately, I'm in the fruits and vegetables section, and this year, the beginning of the growing season was so wet, and then it was so dry.
Yeah.
It made it kind of challenging. Our entries were kind of down. So.
Well, hey, it was a great week though. Weather-wise,
it was a beautiful week.
For
Yeah. I mean, and. You know, I don't think I gained too much more weight than I'm already carrying around. So, but still got to, enjoy some good food. So that was nice.
Oh, good. So what happens now? What are you working on here for fall? What are some things people need to kind of keep in mind?
I feel like we're going into kind of a conference season. One of the things we partner pretty closely with the nonprofit partnership out of Erie because a lot of what we do is to help other nonprofits build their capacity, become better at all of the things they do, whether it's board governance, whether it's the finance piece, whether it's the fundraising piece. And so the nonprofit partnership is having their KeyCon coming up in a few weeks in Erie at the Bayfront Convention Center. And so our staff will be attending that. We're encouraging other organizations to go to that. If there are nonprofits that need help to pay for that membership or to pay for the conference itself, reach out to us and we'll see what we might be able to do to help them. I know I don't have a ton of discretionary money in that respect, but I think there's a few dollars still laying around. And then we have a statewide conference for community foundations that's going to be in Hershey this year. Usually it's in Penn State, so this will be my first time ever going to Hershey, Pennsylvania. I know.
Really?
I know. I feel like I will have become a true Pennsylvanian by this point. I mean, I've only lived here for 20 some odd years, so it's about time. So we're gonna do a deep dive into a lot of community foundation stuff at that, and then if I really have my act together today, I'm making plans for October. There's another community foundation conference. This one a national conference that takes place in Wichita, Kansas, which is a lovely town if you've never been. I really like.
You've been?
Several times. I like Kansas,
but not Hershey.
But not Hershey. Yeah, the people in Kansas are what they would call salt of the earth people. Yeah. Nice town. Remarkably diverse restaurants in Wichita, Kansas. So everything from Indian to Thai to everything else, and of course some really good steaks. So that's kind of my fall plan. Again, I have to take a week off pretty much every month, so that's the rest of the year in a nutshell. And just cleaning up. Still working through meetings with professional advisors and that kind of thing, which we always do. And whoever calls, from our donor base who's like, hey, I've got to do a plan and I've got to do something now. I had somebody in my office last week talking about complications from a spouse's death that have created an unfortunate tax situation. So, we are the place you go when you have questions like that you want good answers and you want this confidential, locked behind a firewall kind of approach. So,
It's crazy to think we're staring at the end of the year. It's right down the road, right?
Well, I mean, the days, it's 10 more days to the end of summer officially. It felt like Labor Day was the end of summer. And once these days get shorter, it gets, it's hard here in Crawford County when the weather shifts and, you get up in the morning and you're like, ooh, it's in the 50s. It's brisk.
Or 40s.
Or the 40s, yeah. And so,
So should people wait until December to reach out to you to say, hey, let's talk about putting some money someplace, or let's figure some things out?
I always tell people to plan ahead, but I mean, but I also never follow my own advice. So, I'm very often a last minute kind of guy myself. So I totally get it when other people do that. Like there are other priorities that come up until you get to the point where you're like, oh, my accountant's telling me that I have this tax thing that I need to do something before December 31st. And so, we always have somebody in the office the last couple of days of the year. If somebody's like, I'm just dropping off a check now, I've got to get it out of my bank account and into yours.
We got you covered.
And so that's what we're there for, yeah.
All right. You're watching The Morning Drill on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Christian Maher with us here this morning, Crawford Heritage Community Foundation Executive Director. Coming off a really busy August with Crawford Gives, and I guess preparing for a pretty busy fall in terms of, as you say, a lot of conferences, a lot of things to get caught up on around the office. A lot of time to sit down with somebody who might want to have a cup of coffee or lunch with you and discuss maybe some planning and figuring out some things to do.
And I'll also give a shout out to our friends at the Bridge Builders Community Foundations that covers Venango, Clarion, and Forest counties. That they're approaching their 50th anniversary. They are they're the old man in the neighborhood. They've got a gala coming up next weekend that we unfortunately can't attend. So if anybody's looking for a ticket for a really nice dinner, or if you're in that service area and you want to know about charitable giving, maybe not this week because they're still preparing for said gala, but we're big fans of theirs and good partners, and all the same things that we do here for Crawford County, they do for Venango, Forest, and Clarion. So reach out to Trenton and his team if you've got charitable giving questions or concerns or need to know where your money could best be put to use.
Okay. A lot of great resources. Do you two ever have time just to meet up and say how's life? Or?
Not lately. Usually we do a couple meals a year. Again, that's what the Hershey Lodge conference will be for. So I get to see a lot of my colleagues, and one of the great things about this field is that people are very willing to share information, share materials. So you're very rarely reinventing the wheel. I mean, I tell people Crawford Gives was not an original idea at all. Erie Community Foundation had been doing it for years, and they borrowed it from somebody else. So the great thing about our field is people are willing to share things, and you don't necessarily need to start from scratch if you're developing a new program or you're trying to share information with your donors. Somebody's already kind of done a brochure that you can adapt for your purposes.
Yeah, and likewise, if somebody was looking to sit down with you and just have a conversation in terms of planning and figuring things out, and they're like, I'm pretty sure nobody's ever asked them this question or that. No, you probably have heard it all.
Yeah, there's, and if I haven't, somebody else has, or I can ask a colleague, and it's like, oh yeah, we had that one thing that was just like this, about 20 years ago, and it's either, let me tell you how great it was, or this is why you want to steer clear of this.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people will try to make gifts of things that are problematic for you. Usually it's property that becomes a problem when you try and accept it. So I'm talking real property, like a house or a building or something like that. And sometimes those kind of things, because you've got to do some extra due diligence. We've accepted properties in the past where it's turned out very well, and so we really do encourage people to think about those kind of things. But I know from colleagues that they've accepted properties and oh, wait a minute, there's gas wells underneath this property that require remediation, that's going to be expensive. So there's all sorts of things that, luckily, that I can be like, hey, have you ever come across this kind of thing? Like I have like a couple of people on speed dial for those questions of like, hey, have you ever gotten a gift of like hay? Which people do, especially in the Midwest. Like the people in Kansas especially, they're like, hey, we've got people who are donating cows and silage and all sorts of things. Like you would never believe. Like,
so you could pick up the phone and say, hey.
Yeah, how do you...
Okay.
And usually these questions are like, how do you value this? What do you do with it once you have it? Like...
Is it... I know you've been in uncomfortable situations before with families where somebody who passes might not have told the kids how they set things up.
Yeah. I'm thinking about a mailing about that, actually.
Okay, so you're recommending not go... I mean, if you're altering your will or doing whatever, you should let your family know? Or, I mean... Because some people are like, it's none of their business.
And sometimes it's not, honestly, and it depends on the relationship. Like, I just had discussions with a donor where there are stepchildren involved, and so the stepchildren aren't necessarily happy with the step parent, and so that dynamic, I don't think you necessarily have to give them a ton of information. Like, you tell them enough, but you've got to be... I mean, ultimately, you have to take care of yourself first, take care of your situation, and do what you think is right in the situation. We are all for transparency, but we also keep a lot of secrets for people because a lot of things that people tell us are none of anyone else's business and never will be. So we keep that locked down tight in the vault. And so we want to be your trusted kind of neutral advisor for your charitable giving and that kind of thing. So if you've got questions, ask us. We're not sharing that information. We want to know all the details so that we can give you informed advice.
Yeah. And I think you said before, even in those difficult conversations with somebody, it's like, hey, listen, I can just offer some advice, but call this person,
Truthfully, yeah. I mean, and that's half of it. I'm usually recommending, like, this might be a question for your attorney. This other question is a question for your accountant, and this other one's for your financial advisor. But once we have all those pieces in place, we can make a plan that works out for everybody usually.
Christian, good to see you this morning. If folks have questions, want more information, how do they find you?
The website's crawfordheritage.org. My phone number is 814-336-5206. Call me, call the staff. We'll set up time to get together.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Get that vacation in, okay?
You as well.
After the sports season.
Right. After soccer all wraps up.
Yeah. Thanks.
It never goes away. It stays every day, every day. I work here, and I come and I see my cousin, knowing that he is still here. He was never found. My cousin Ruben, he was a firefighter for Engine 74. He was in the Marriott, evacuating the Marriott when the South Tower came down and killed them. And he was never found. So his spirit is here in Ground Zero.
New Directions Community Credit Union is now open in Titusville. They may be new to our community, but they've been serving our region since 1974, providing their members with affordable products and services. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, volunteers, attends school, regularly conducts business, or who owns a business in Venango, Forest, Warren, or Crawford counties. Visit their new location at 206 South Martin Street in Titusville to learn more about becoming a member. Best of luck to all the students and athletes this fall from New Directions Community Credit Union.
Looking for expert orthopedic care? Dr. Charlie Gates, a trusted name at Titusville Area Hospital, can help you regain mobility and a better quality of life. With years of experience and a passion for personalized care, Dr. Gates specializes in treating a wide range of orthopedic conditions. Whether it's joint pain, sports injuries, or orthopedic surgery, trust Dr. Charlie Gates at Titusville Area Hospital for your orthopedic care. Call 814-827-9770 today to schedule your appointment.
Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning provides residential and light commercial air conditioning services throughout the area. They understand the importance of your cooling system working properly. That is why you can trust in Vanderhoof to do the job right. Whether it's a non-working air conditioner, yearly maintenance, or a new install, you can be assured that we will solve your problem quickly and efficiently. Your home's air conditioning system is far more than just temperature. It's a complete comfort system that combines temperature, humidity, air quality, and above all, safety. Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning in Titusville. Titusville Market Square is home to over 100 unique vendors featuring antiques, collectibles, candles, coins, baked goods, dairy products, food items, comic books, toys, and so much more. You'll discover something new every time you walk through the door. Did we mention the selection of baked goods, breads, Clark's Donuts, and Amish pies? Titusville Market Square has you covered. Stop in to explore today. Titusville Market Square in downtown Titusville.
Our new home.
Somebody pinched me.
Somebody say pinch? Pinch, pinch. We mean we just bought this.
Yeah, we just bought a new house. Why are there crabs?
Oh, you don't call for pinches. Call for protection.
Hit it. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Your State Farm agent is ready to help you choose the right coverage for your new house and your car.
All right, which way to the sea?
We're in Ohio.
So is that close or?
No.
You got a pool?
No.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm Ronnie Long.
And I'm Lisa Mellon.
The name Armstrong reflects more than just a company. It's a promise.
While others focus on the short term, we're building for a future that's limitless.
From the dawn of cable television to the rise of the digital age, we've delivered cutting-edge technology like our advanced fiber network that redefines what's possible.
Guided by our core values, we have proudly served and strengthened communities like yours for generations.
Fat Chad's is Titusville's premier dining destination. Come hungry and enjoy these menu favorites: T-bone steak, homemade meatloaf dinner, or soft shell crab tacos. Dive into fresh pasta entrees like shrimp and scallop pasta or our signature Asiago chicken. And don't miss our famous burgers and fish sandwiches, all served with fresh cut fries. Fridays mean prime rib specials. Enjoy Wild Game Saturdays. And on Sundays, it's our all-you-can-eat wing buffet. For good food and good times, it's Fat Chad's Brewing in Titusville.
211 is an easy-to-remember telephone number for finding health and human services for everyday needs and in crisis situations. Every day, highly trained 211 call specialists provide referrals to basic human needs resources like food banks and shelters, physical and mental health, employment support, support for youth and child care programs, and support for adults and persons with disabilities. To learn more, dial 211 or visit pa211nw.org.
Wall Street's main indexes notched record-high closes on Thursday, with the Dow adding about 1.33%, the S&P 500 climbing more than 0.8%, and the Nasdaq rising about 0.7%. U.S. consumer prices rose more than expected in August, and the annual increase in inflation was the largest in 7 months. A separate report showed initial jobless claims increased for the week ending September 6th to the highest level in nearly 4 years. Sam Stovall, chief investment strategist with CFRA Research, says markets cheered the latest data, which ensures the Federal Reserve will cut interest rates at its meeting later this month.
Stocks are up across the board today, I think primarily because the weaker than expected employment report really is now causing investors to say a September cut is assured, but also because we had slightly warmer month-on-month readings for CPI, the chance of a 50 basis point cut has been taken off the table, but a third cut has been added. So meaning 25 basis points in September, October, and December. So those three factors together, I think, have caused investors not only to cover whatever shorts there might have been, but also add new money.
Shares of Tesla also boosted markets with a 6% gain, as did Micron Technology shares, which jumped 7.5% after Citigroup raised its price target on the memory chipmaker's stock. And shares of Warner Brothers Discovery leapt 29% after the Wall Street Journal reported that Paramount Skydance is preparing a majority cash bid for the struggling media company.
Well, that great weather continues today through the weekend and through next week. Sunshine and 80 today. A few passing clouds tonight, low in the low 50s. On into Saturday, partly cloudy, upper 70s. Sunday, partly cloudy, high of 80. Monday, mostly sunny, low 80s. And Tuesday, looking at mostly sunny with temperatures in the low to mid 80s. Let's look at your weather forecast at 8:39. This is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. That looks like a breakfast Mr. Sports would have every morning there. That looked good. Getting hungry now. Mr. Sports, Bruce Peterson with us here this morning. Hi, Bruce. How's it going?
Good morning, sir. It's a beautiful day. It's going to be beautiful tomorrow and the day after, the day after, and the day after.
For the next at least 15 days.
Yeah, exactly.
Another beautiful thing, the Steelers getting a win over the Jets in week 1 of NFL action.
Yes, and Aaron Rodgers, much to the dismay of many critics, played extremely well. 4 touchdowns.
Looked good.
Yeah, looked very good. Was sacked 4 times, but didn't seem to matter.
Yeah. You know who didn't look good? The defense.
Yeah, the running defense didn't look good at all. But when you got to the end of the game, they made plays when they had to.
That's true.
They were opportunistic. So do I think they're going to play like that all year? No, I don't. But let's face it, the Jets are a good team.
Yeah, it's a first game. A lot of these guys, this is their first play.
Yeah, nobody plays during preseason.
Yeah.
This is kind of like their practice game.
Now, I will say the Jets look better than they've looked the last several years.
Yes, they look very good.
Good coach.
Justin Fields seems to fit them well. He played extremely well.
You know, it was almost like the tail of, the coin here. One side, you had Justin Fields who played very well. And you kind of go, maybe the Steelers should have worked on that. Then the other side is Russell Wilson, who really struggled and is looking at being benched already here.
Yeah, he looked bad.
So right now, people are looking at the Steelers going, okay, maybe that was okay.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he did express the sentiment in an interview that he did consider coming back to the Steelers. But he didn't, and I think New York gave him the opportunity. He was going to be the starter, and he wanted that. You know.
And by the way, he was hugging a number of Steelers players after the game Sunday. So
yeah, I don't think there's bad feeling between the players.
Yeah,
and he took them to a 4-2 record before they benched him, but they thought they would get more out of Wilson. They did early, but down the stretch when teams figured out he wasn't going to throw in the middle of the field, which, by the way, Aaron Rodgers did.
Mm-hmm.
And
boy, I tell you what, doesn't that also make Arthur Smith look a lot better than maybe towards the end of last year?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, to me, this is a love affair between Tomlin and Rodgers. These two are married. Tomlin, he voiced his opinion. He wanted him there. This is the guy he wanted, and we know now that they were this. We know now that Rodgers made the decision long before he got to Pittsburgh. He just didn't tell anybody.
Right, and he needed time for personal stuff.
He did.
And
he had a lot of stuff going on in his life, and
Tomlin gave him the respect.
Tomlin gave it to him, and Tomlin kept his mouth shut, like Aaron asked. And because if you remember back then when the Steelers would get asked questions about, what about Rodgers? What about Rodgers? Oh, we feel good. And that's all they said. And I can see why they felt good, because the agreement had already been reached. He told them he was coming, but it was going to be a while. Mm-hmm. So anyway. Yeah, the running game was really good for them and not very good for us. But Rodgers basically took what the Jets gave him. And he made some great plays. He really did. Threw to 4 different receivers. None of them Metcalf. I mean, he did throw the balls to Metcalf, but he didn't throw any touchdowns. But you saw in the game, Metcalf had 4 receptions and made some big plays.
Yeah.
You could
he
see
dropped the first pass.
He did.
And then, but recovered quick.
Yeah.
But Aaron went right back to him, which is
him,
what you do. And
yeah. And the same thing. He didn't play during preseason.
Yeah.
You know, so I was listening to a podcast where they were talking about what it was back in the time of when Noel was there in the 70s, and he said that in preseason they were doing 2-a-days in pads.
Jeez.
2-a-days. Yeah, it was a different world back then.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Different world. So yeah, the big play was the fumble, the fumble on the kickoff for the Jets. You know, forced by Gainwell, the running back. That was the big play. That really turned the game. And after that, they scored. I think they had a touchdown within so many seconds. They scored a touchdown. Because remember, the next play after the fumble, they throw a touchdown. So it was like boom, boom. And that, to me, took the starch out of the Jets. But they still played well. And if it wasn't for that, 60-yard field goal by Boswell, and then even then they went back down the field on a 4th and 10, they made a big play which could have led to a field goal, but Ramsey laid the lumber to that wide receiver, knocked that ball loose, and the game was over. But it was in question right up to the end. I mean,
yeah, it was a good game.
It was a good game. It really was. It was a game that you normally don't see out of the Steelers the first game of the season. Usually they're
yeah, I think Ian Eagle and J.J. Watt in the booth were also talking about that, saying, yeah, if you would have said, here's the score, they would have said,
nobody would have believed it.
Not this game.
No, not this game. No, it was a really, really good game. The only game that really approached it in any excitement was the Baltimore-Buffalo game. That was a good game as well.
Yeah, if you went to bed early that night.
Yeah, you would have missed that as well, because it was a high-scoring, win in the last second game as well. So
yeah, NFL did a good job setting up the Week 1 schedule. A lot of really good storylines, action-packed games.
Pittsburgh and the Jets. Quarterbacks changed teams. Buffalo and Baltimore, probably the 2 best teams in the AFC.
Well, you also had Bengals-Browns right away.
Yes.
That's okay. That tells you something right after Week 1.
Yeah, and that was a good game. That was a tight game. It wasn't much offense.
Yeah, 17-16.
Yeah, 17-16.
What any other surprises to you? Cardinals beat the Saints 20-13. Raiders over the Patriots 20-13. Colts beat the Dolphins 33-8.
The Dolphins. Boy, you got to wonder about that team.
There's maybe some talk about Hill coming to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I wouldn't be for that. He's a very talented player, but kind of a toxic person in the locker room. I don't know if that's real talk or not. quite frankly, I'm pretty satisfied with the receivers they got. I don't think it's a bad reception room. I mean, they're not all-stars and they're not Pro Bowlers, but beside Metcalf, but I mean, they can catch the ball. You know.
I think it's funny how everybody in the NFL or NFL fans have like short-term memories because you have McDaniel in Miami, who up until this year was like, all teams need a guy like him to be the head coach, and now you hear this guy needs to go, and
fans can turn very quickly in the NFL. Very quickly.
Week by week, in fact.
Week by week. Yeah, they can love you one week and hate you the next. So I think ownership has to be careful. I mean, if they have a plan, stick to it. You know, the fans can get you off base.
Yeah.
You know, and you got to be careful about that. You know.
49ers beat the Seahawks. Broncos over Titans. Rams beat the Texans. Packers over the Lions. I think what was disappointing there was the play of the Lions. And I know he lost coaches, and I know some things have changed, but yeah, that was kind of...
It was at Green Bay, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a first game of the season playing at Green Bay. That's a tough venue. That's a lot like the Steelers in Pittsburgh.
Well,
you know.
and what with Ben Johnson from the Lions last year's coaching the Bears, who kind of blew it on Monday Night Football as he let the Vikings come back and beat them 27-24. So
yeah, it looks like good. Green Bay is going to be a good team.
How about them? Played Sunday, and then that quick turnaround to last night where they beat Washington.
Yeah, that's tough playing Sunday and playing Thursday. That's one of the things I don't like about Thursday Night Football is that you've got to play. Now they're doing it early in the season when they're healthy, and you know it's tougher when you do it later in the season when you're kind of been worn down and you're tired, you know. And I think wasn't it the year before last Pittsburgh played 3 games in 10 days?
No, that was that COVID year. They rescheduled it to like a Wednesday night. Yeah, where they had like 3 games and.
Yeah, I mean, how do you do that?
Yeah.
I really don't know how you do that. That's really unfair to the players. But it's not about the players, it's about TV money. And, you know, it's what allows the NFL and college football to, you know, have all the money that they have to do everything they have. So, yeah, it is what it is.
Anything else on NFL before we get back to that with the picks?
No, we're good.
Okay. College football.
Did want to talk. I did have a few games here I wanted to look at. These are all relatively close games. 6 points, 6.5 points or less. Texas A&M is playing Notre Dame. Notre Dame is favored by 6.5 points. It'll be a close. These are 2 ranked teams, but I think Notre Dame will win this game because they're playing at home. Then there's Florida at LSU. Florida is unranked, but they're always good. They're playing at LSU, who's a top team this year. They're favored by 7.5. I think they will win. Then there's number 6 Georgia at 15 Tennessee. They're playing at Tennessee, but I think Georgia will win this game. They're favored by 3.5. And then this is my upset game. Clemson, number 10, is playing at Georgia Tech. Clemson has struggled so far this year, and they're only favored by 3.5 points, and I think Georgia Tech's going to upset them.
Okay.
Clemson. And then, of course, you have Vanderbilt, which we usually don't talk about them, but they're at South Carolina. South Carolina is ranked 11th. They're 3.5-point favorites. I think they will win. And, of course, Villanova is playing at Penn State. There is no spread because Penn State's going to probably have their second stringers in there by the second quarter. So, well, Villanova is a 1AA team. They're not, we're talking about apples and oranges here. Little apples, big oranges. So
in a game like that, Bruce, what would you be looking for? Just to see, like, if those second string guys come in, what kind of talent's coming up? Or?
Yes, it's all about development. You're going to play as many players as you can. You're going to get players as much experience as possible. You're going to do experiment. You're going to try plays that, you know, maybe haven't worked well in practice to see how they work well in a game. You're going to use that game for the purpose of getting your team ready for the next game, which is against Oregon. So yeah, this
That's
is like
gonna be a good
like a
game.
scrimmage.
That'll
This
be a
is-
good game.
Yes. Yeah, this is like a scrimmage. It's like a preseason game, but you use it to develop players. And of course, last year Penn State had no really good wide receivers that were productive, and they brought in 3, and they have a couple of really young freshmen that are really good. So far this year, the receivers are playing well. They're part of the team. They're part of the game plan. They're making plays. So we should see. And they really haven't got the running game going so far this year, so I think we'll see a lot of Singleton and Katron Allen early in this game to get them up to speed. But, yeah.
Let's do this real quick. You're watching the Morning Drill on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Mr. Sports, Bruce Peterson with us here this morning.
There is an interesting storyline developing in Pittsburgh about the Penguins.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, this has been floating out there a little bit. We talked about this maybe a couple months ago.
Well, I don't know. There's more than one group looking at the Penguins now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the Lemieux group, which is Burkle, Morehouse, and Lemieux, but there's also the Hoffman family. Now, if you want to know about the Hoffman family, they're a family. They're like they're like an investment firm family. You know, they own, I think, over 100 companies, 100 brands. I mean, they're worth a lot of money, and they want to get in the hockey business, and they have the price on the Penguins is $1.75 billion, and when Burkle sold them, or Burkle Lemieux sold them, they were $900 million. So they've escalated in value significantly, which I think why the Fenway Sports Group wants to sell them. But the Fenway Sports Group is not very popular in Pittsburgh. Lemieux has a very icy relationship with them. And I think they've kind of figured out, this is really not where they should be. So they can cash out. They can make a lot of money to go invest in other things. And I think this Hoffman family would probably be the best option for the Penguins. They're a very it's a father and 2 sons. It's a father and 2 sons. Very family-oriented company. Their headquarters in Chicago, and I think if they did buy the Penguins, they would put a lot of focus on making them good. Now, they did buy a minor league hockey team in Florida, and they immediately won 2 championships. So they seem to know what they're doing in terms of development. And I think one month they bought like 8 companies in a month, So they're a big family corporation that...
Do they have any ties to Pittsburgh at all? Any businesses there?
Not that I know of. But they may have, because they have ties all over the country. They own, I think, over 100 companies. It's not big, huge companies. Sometimes it's just regional companies.
Yeah.
But everything they seem to touch seems to do well. They seem to have that, what do you call it, that magic of knowing how to manage, knowing how to invest,
Getting the right people.
Getting the right people in place. And they don't seem to pick many losers. They seem to mostly pick winners. So
I was the other part of all this. Would they also take over the ownership of the TV, or
yes, that network they would develop. And there's also a lot of property involved in the Penguins in the north side that they're great land developers, and so that would be part of the deal. And also that network, I think they would grow that network into something a lot bigger than it is today. So, there's 3 things you're looking at. You're looking at the Penguins, all the property that they own that could be developed, and that network. So there's 3 things there that they're looking at, which can be profit centers.
Wow.
So you're exactly right. Yeah.
So it's a lot to it.
There's a lot to it.
Okay.
And I think that's why it would take a while for them to probably come up with the total closing price and then have a closing.
When are they? Is this a deal they hope to get done soon, or is it?
I've heard early next year.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're not going to rush it. I mean, they've got a lot of ducks to line up, and they've got a lot of things that
Penguins.
Yeah. So, and they're happy with. I think they're happy with the Penguins. The Penguins are in a rebuild. They're in a rebuild.
Now, you said Ducks in a row. We might as well say Penguins.
Penguins in a row, yes.
Would this upset Lemieux? Does he really want the Penguins back?
Well, I'm sure that they would reach out to Lemieux and develop. And they're a family-type organization. I think they would fit well with Lemieux.
Could they say, hey, you could
absolutely.
buy a
we'll
minor
give you
stake?
2%, and, we want you around the team.
Okay.
Absolutely. I know that that's the way they would feel because they're very family-oriented. They're the two sons' kids play hockey. What's that tell you?
Okay. Anything else real quick?
Nope.
We get to picks here? Okay. I didn't get a chance to go back last week, and I'll do that at some point, but I have everything printed today.
Very good.
So we're going to mark it.
Good. I like that because I want to know what my percentage is on picks.
Well, and Joe can come back. He doesn't have to. Yeah, I think he enjoyed picking with you or against you or whatever, but I know he's
I thought it was a good
has
show
a real
last week.
job. It was.
Yeah.
He's got a real job, and
a real job.
All right, so Bruce, Browns and Ravens. The Browns back-to-back weeks of
really
divisional games here. Okay,
Ravens. It's going to be interesting to see how the Browns develop this year. I mean, they've got a lot of pieces in place. I'm not sure they're going to work or not, but it's going to be interesting to see how this team performs.
Jaguars, Bengals.
I'm going to go with the Bengals.
Giants, Cowboys.
Cowboys. Giants are awful.
Bears, Lions.
Lions. I think the Lions will rebound this week.
Patriots, Dolphins.
I thought long and hard about this. Is it at the Dolphins or is
that Dolphins, Miami?
Okay, I'm going to go with the Dolphins, but I really thought long and hard about this.
49ers, Saints.
49ers.
Bills, Jets.
Bills, but the Jets are going to give them. Where is that played at?
New York Jets.
Yeah, this kid. Buffalo's going to win. They're really good, but they're going to give Buffalo trouble too.
Seahawks, Steelers in Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Rams at the Titans.
Rams.
Panthers at Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Broncos at Colts.
This is a toughie. A couple young quarterbacks. Who's the home team?
Colts.
I'll go with the Colts.
Okay. Eagles at Chiefs. Here's a good game.
Yeah, I think the Eagles are the better team. I think the Eagles will win, but this will be a good game.
Okay. Falcons at Vikings.
Vikings.
Tampa Bay at Houston.
I thought long and hard about this. I'm going to go with Houston.
And Chargers at Raiders.
Chargers.
Okay. Those are the picks for week 2. And last night, Green Bay beat the Washington Commanders 27-18. Bruce, good to see you this morning.
You too, sir. Have a great weekend and enjoy the beautiful weather, which is going to be here with us for a while.
We'll talk about that beautiful weather again next week.
We will.
Thanks, Bruce.